I'm your host with the most welcome 23. Joining me for Desire and Decorum, Book 1, Chapter 3, Threading the Needle. The next morning, you rush downstairs clutching your embroidery frame as you make your way towards the drawing room. I can't believe I'm late. You burst into the parlor to find a group of women embroidering. They fall silent as you enter the room. Countess Henrietta looks up from her embroidery hoop and takes in your disheveled appearance, sneering.
Lady Bella, how nice of you to join us with your graces with your presence at last. Perhaps next time a servant can wake you at an appropriate hour.
I know I'm late, but keep your opinions to yourself. If only it was in 1800. I offer my sincerest apologies. I pray you can forgive me just this once.
Don't let it happen again.
Well, isn't this just a splendid meeting? Lady Bella, we were just wondering if you were too embarrassed to come to our little gathering. But now that you're here, you must join us. You look around the room and smile warmly at the other ladies gathered. It's a pleasure to meet you all. As Miss Sutton mentioned, Lady Bella at Edgewater. If I may present Miss Donna Bowman from one of the neighboring estates. Miss Sutton whispers to the woman next to her, loud enough for you to hear. She's the Earl's bastard, remember? Where have we seen her before? Oh, how delightful you could join us, Lady Bella. I've heard so much about you. Oh, and over here is Miss Annabella Parsons of Hazel Valve Manor. Okay, this must be a love interest then. If it's popping up like this. Miss Parsons, I'm pleased to formally meet you. So you're the beauty I met before. Ah, you know what? Why not? Miss Parsons smiles demurely, her cheeks turning a bit red. I was wondering when I would have the chance to properly meet you. I suppose you didn't have to wait long. You sit down next to Miss Parsons and begin delicately weaving your needle through the tapestry. The Countess looks between the two of you.
Are you familiar with each other?
I briefly ran across Lady Bella coming from tea with Miss Sutton yesterday. So, I did hear voices in the hall. I thought the house was haunted. I even said to Mr. Marlcaster, but he told me it was complete bibble-babble. Oh, and that reminds me, have you heard? You simply not believe if I told you, but the Viscount Westland will be in London this season. But his wife died only a month ago. Indeed, now he's searching for his fifth wife. Fifth? What happened to the other four? How did it go again? Childbirth, consumption, childbirth, carriage crash? No, that can't be right. Perhaps it was... Doesn't matter. Basically 4 dead wives. As Miss Sutton muses loudly, Miss Parsons speaks in hushed tones to you. How are you enjoying your stay at Edgewater, Lady Bella? My stay, it's better than I could have dreamed, has been challenging, courtesy of my dear family. Looks better after meeting an alluring lady like you. You know what? I'm flirting. You're far too kind. I can already feel myself turning as red as an apple. I, for one, think it suits you quite nicely. Don't let Countess Henrietta hear that. God forbid someone else outranks her son's fiancé in beauty. Miss Parsons, if I may ask, I wondered.
Yeah, Lady Bella, Miss Parsons. Sorry, our conversation is too droll for you, although whatever you're preoccupied with seems lively enough.
Oh, we were just flirting between one another. You want me to flirt with you too? Okay. You're an ugly as a wilted up turd in a toy. If you're going to whisper, I only ask you to speak loud enough for the rest of us to hear. I'm positive I could add something to the conversation. Oh, I was just saying she would look beautiful. All red all over her. Do you want to add to that?
I do hate being left out. Aw. Miss Sutton? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to exclude you. We were simply getting to know each other. Oh, I see. You're quite forgiven, but I do wish to know you as well, Lady Bella. I think we're all excited to become a little more familiar with you. I will be certain. Keep that in mind. And Miss Parsons, pray, are you acquainted with my family? Oh, I was actually betrothed to your brother, Harry, before his hunting accident. Miss Parsons?
I'm sorry you had to endure through that.
It was difficult, but I've made my peace since. I miss him dearly. He was such a good friend to me. We were practically inseparable growing up. Harry was such a bright star. You would have made a lovely couple had you wed. Much like myself and Mr. Malcaster, but a shorter engagement. I wish I could have met him, the way Father and you all speak of Harry. But you couldn't. He's gone, and no one can change what happened.
We get that. The Countess huffs, stabbing her embroidery forcefully.
Now let us change the subject, as I've grown weary of this conversation. I read a new novel. I can't recall its name, but it takes place in a village called the Highbury. My, Lady Bella, where on earth did you learn to sew? Did you find work with a needle? But we are embroidering, not stitching clothes back together.
You glance to your side and see the Countess craning her neck to get a better view of your work.
My mother was a seamstress for a living. Yes. How clumsy of me to forget. It's so kind of Earl of Edgewater to take in someone so beneath us.
Aww, I should thank him for taking you in.
My lady, you should take her under your wing, as you've done me and Miss Parsons. I'm here because of my relationship with the Countess Henrietta's late son, not because of her tutelage. However, you raise an excellent point, my dear Bowman. We must treat our less fortunate sisters with more respect than they deserve, and give them aid where possible, such as Lady Bella.
Okay, I must not take the needles and stab them in her neck. Okay. How generous you are, it's a shame. Your own skills are lacking. Don't act as if I weren't sitting. How generous of you.
The world would be such a darker place if you did not take the time to help all those women. Oh, do you handle such a taxing responsibility? With much ease, knowing how my work helps so many women like you become proper ladies. Ah, yes, women like me. We would not survive without your charity.
I've been so grim and serious suddenly.
I declare we simply must lighten the sour mood with some music. Excellent idea, Miss Sutton. Perhaps Lady Bella can enlighten us with some pianoforte skills. You must have learned growing up. Oh, no. She must know I can't play. That's very generous, my lady. But I am... The truth is...
Miss Parsons notices you squirming in your seat and suddenly stands up.
I learned a new piece I would love to share with all of you. Oh, yes, you're a delight to listen to, Miss Parsons. I've said to Mr. Malcaster before, too, simply marvelous. Thank you, Miss Sutton. The new piece I have would be much better with vocals, though. I do believe my own voice won't do it justice. But perhaps, Lady Bella, you would assist me with the honor of assisting me in a song?
Accompany Miss Parsons on the pianoforte during this exclusive scene and get to know her better. I'd like to get to know you better. Let Miss Parsons play along. You decide not to play.
I appreciate the offer, but I would rather observe this afternoon. Very well.
Miss Parsons walked over towards the pianoforte. You and the other ladies turn to watch her play. She reminds me of the girl from Redwood Manor. Very quaint piano tune. The fingers dance up and down on the ivory keys, creating a harmonious tune. Ah, now you give us a chance to listen. After a few minutes, Miss Parsons finishes the song. You clap enthusiastically along with the other women as Miss Parsons returns to her seat beside you. That was splendid, Miss Parsons. I've never heard such a beautiful sounds before. Well, perhaps next time you'll join me. Ah, my dear, that would require Lady Bella to display some actual talent. And this is why. No, I want you to take a moment. And this is why women tear apart one another. Because it makes them feel better. Guys don't do this. I mean, they do, but they don't do it this, like, stupid. Like, we can be bros. Pay no attention to her. Per usual, Countess Henrietta is only jealous. Returned Miss Parsons' bright smile. Meanwhile, Miss Sutton and Miss Bowman have returned to the gossiping. And then I saw Mr. Sinclair at Edgewater yesterday. Again? I met him just as I arrived. In fact... But don't you think Mr. Marcaster is much more handsome? I had the very thought when I saw Mr. Sinclair while I was taking my tea yesterday, and... Here we go again. Another day, another Mr. Sinclair visit. Miss Parsons. Is it always like this? Good gracious, no. Sometimes Miss Sutton informs us about Mr. Marcaster's latest news, not Mr. Sinclair's visits. Honestly, I'm glad I'm no longer the only sane one around. It was tiresome, but having someone to banter with during these incessant gossip sessions... My pleasure, Miss Parsons. Whatever happened to Mr. Chambers' friend? Mr. Bird used to follow him everywhere, but I haven't seen him since the Vale ball months ago. How disappointing. Mr. Bird was such good company. He must have flown away. Oh, I see what you did there. Yes, I wonder. And while this has been fascinating, I'm afraid Miss Sutton and I are expected for tea with Miss Beasley. Come along. Oh, bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. The Countess rises from her seat, and the other women follow suit. Miss Parsons dawdles behind, catching you alone. I'm glad we finally had a chance to meet, Lady Bella. The Earl of Edgewater has been so excited ever since he knew you were coming. You're everything I hoped you would be, and more. Thank you, Miss Parsons. I can already tell we'll be very close. That is my deepest wish. Perhaps we'll be able to play a duet on the pianoforte together next time. And that would require me to know how to play. There's one in the East Wing. I used to play it when I called on Harry. I'm sure you could take it on as practice. But I wouldn't know where to even begin. I've never even tried to play one. Ah, that's an easy fix. I can give you a few lessons. I have a feeling you'd be a quick study, and be a certain surprise to Countess Henrietta next time she tries to shame you. Oh my god. 2 diamond choices with this woman already. Really? Really? Add pianoforte to your parlor to unlock special music scenes and increase your social standing as an accomplished lady. The 15. Interesting. So, yeah, this book's gonna be a thing. I don't need to be skilled on the piano in order to be a lady. Certainly not. I know several ladies who cannot play either. You'll have to dazzle everyone in other ways. What? I thought my smile was quite dazzling. How dare you? I know, you're gonna take us. Yes, we don't have the piano in the corner. Go yourself. Later that afternoon. You're walking around the estate lawn with your head buried in a book from the library.
Poor Laura. Fortune clearly does not smile upon her.
Self-control by Mary Brunton. Any good? You jump at the sound of Mr. Harper's voice. Looking up, you spy him only a few feet away, leading a horse behind him.
Oh, Mr. Harper, forgive me. I didn't see you approach. I didn't see you either, Clover.
Apologies, my lady. I didn't mean to give you such a fright. After years of working with horses, you learn to tread lightly.
Mr. Harper,
don't let it happen again. Like, okay, sure, if you want to be a D about it.
Your comedy makes it worth it. If every fright includes me seeing you, I wouldn't mind so much.
Neither would I. It means I would see more of you. Although I'm sure other young ladies would prefer not to be disturbed while engrossed in novels.
Did that not occur to you previously?
I must admit, I've not come across similar situations before. Countess Henrietta is not one to walk about the lawns and read.
Maybe she should. She might not be cross then. But then again, that would mean I would see her out here.
You would always pop by the stables again in that case. I wouldn't mind the company. Sorry, we wouldn't mind the company.
Well, if Clover insists, I might have to.
I believe she's taken a liking to you. You glance at Mr. Harper and catch him staring. You tuck a loose piece of hair behind your ear, looking away bashfully.
She's not the only one.
Lady Bella, I wondered if... God damn you, Clover, shut up! The horse sneezes suddenly. The two of you turn towards her, laughing.
I believe someone wants your attention.
So it would seem. Until we meet again, Lady Bella. Enjoy your book. Watch Mr. Harper lead Clover away, and notice your father approaching from the house. Ah, Bella, Miss Daly said you took a turn about the estate to read. May I interrupt you for a brief moment?
As if you need to ask, Father.
You smile and take hold of your father's arm as the two of you stroll across the lawn. I never got the whole, you're a bastard, child. I never understood that, and it's kind of pointless now, isn't it? Because everybody's got one running around now, except for me. Like, seriously. You seem to be getting along with Mr. Harper earlier.
I find him very delightful.
Now, good to hear. He's been our master of horse for a little over a year now. Yet I can barely recall what it was like before we took him on. The two of you come to a stop outside the front door. The Earl takes your hand and looks at you intently, taking a deep breath.
Is something wrong, Father?
Quite the opposite. In fact, I've been trying to find the right words to tell you. I've already made arrangements. In a few days' time, I will host a garden party here at Edgewater in your honor. Oh. Try to be a lady by then. We need to show him her skills or something. You're gonna...
For me, that's too much to accept.
Can't a loving father on his daughter, on his darling daughter?
But how can I ever repay you?
Your presence is all that I require. You kiss, or smile and kiss your father's cheek.
Then you have my word. I'll be there.
Your father squeezes your arm as the two of you continue your walk. Now, tell me about your day. I hope the Countess wasn't too difficult at this morning's sewing circle. Now she's a complete bee.
Where to start?
That evening. What did you ever see in this woman, man? What did you ever see in this woman? I'm serious. You sit at your bedroom vanity, recounting your day to Briar. She fixes your hair for dinner.
Riddle me this. Why do nobles feel they must get together and sit around to sew? I mean, do they even create anything useful?
I'm working on a tapestry, and Miss Bowman was working on a pillowcase. Well, if you ask me, I think your time would be better served creating bonnets or baskets. At least they'll be able to show your talent to everyone. Perhaps I'll work on a small handbag next, just for you. Miss Parsons was working on herself this afternoon. Oh, tell me about Miss Parsons. I haven't met her yet. She was a breath of fresh air compared to the rest of the ladies. In fact, Miss Parsons had fantastic snide remarks. Save me from a world of embarrassment. I mean, technically she did save her from playing the piano, so... If she hadn't offered to play the piano when she did, I don't know what I would have done. Well, Miss Parsons sounds like a delight. I hope to meet her soon. Just then you hear a knock at the door. The Dowager Countess enters. Briar softly whispers, I'll give you two some privacy. Briar curtsies to you and the grandmother before shuffling out. The Dowager Countess sits on the edge of the bed. Lady Grandmother. What honor do I have to thank for this visit? I have the most splendid news. I have been informed that His Grace, the esteemed Duke Tristan Richards of Carlton, will be attending your garden party. Duke Richards? Should I have heard of him? My dear Bella, he is wealthy, influential, handsome, and a very smart match as one of the most eligible badgers in all of England. The Duke of Carlton sounds... I'm gonna go with above my station. I mean, it's a duke. A duke like him would never fall someone below him like me. Chin up, my dear. You have the full weight of Edgewater Estate behind you. Any duke, earl, viscount, or other gentleman should be proud and honored to call you his wife. Your grandmother stands behind you, placing her hands on your shoulders and looking at your reflection in the mirror. However, you need to be ready to meet all these esteemed men, even if not every one will be at the garden party. I know you're acquainted with Mr. Sinclair, but there's the Duke, the Viscount Westlawn, and so many more. Well, how exactly must I prepare myself? You must master the art of flirtation, Bella. Oh, we're all doomed then. And a fan can be your best weapon. Honestly, a fan. A true lady knows how to communicate volumes with a simple flick of the wrist. We're not going to go into song and dance about that song. The show of a shooter you're interested, or that he does stand a chance. I can teach you the secret art and inform you all about the men you'll soon encounter. We can start practicing right now, if you'd like. Oh, look! A third one! Oh, God. If I take this spoon from my coffee and gouge it into my eyes, will it help? Practice courtly graces with the Dowager Countess to learn the art of the fan and a chance to improve your relationship with her. Oh, 16, so let's see. We're over 50 diamonds right now. You decide to skip lessons with the Dowager Countess. I know how to flirt, girl. Come on. I swear, I've taken classes in my mind. I can forge my own path at the garden party. I have a few things I'd prefer to do before dinner. If you insist, I'll leave you to finish getting ready. As your grandmother heads out, she pauses at the doorframe and turns back to you. But remember, it is imperative you make a good impression at the garden party. Your future, your reputation, and the reputation of the entire Edgewater Estate rely on it. Grandmother, nothing could possibly go wrong. I will not let you down. Exactly what I like to hear. Your grandmother smiles to herself as she leaves the room. You look at your reflection in the mirror. Just a simple gathering in a few days. For me, it should be fine. I can handle it. Right?
No, you can't. Because the game says you don't have enough diamonds. Oh, aye. Next time on Desire and Decorum, the Edgewater Estate holds a garden party in your honor. Will you bloom in front of society, or wilt in their presence? I don't look at this book as one of those books that you need to spend a lot of diamonds on. Um, Something tells me, like, some of these are illusion of choice. And let's think about it. You've got how many systems? How many goddamn systems in this game right now? In this book. You have social standings where you gain points with even people that aren't in your relationship circle. Cough. Endless summer. Then you've got, you can play the piano. And you can do embroidery. And you can, like, oh, you know what? Hey, guess what? Even our best friend just said we're good at bonnets and baskets and handbags, and we're good at making things like that. Is that going to become an accomplishable skill? Because that's something that is actually something that was big back then. But apparently choices didn't do their research, because any woman that was actually able to do things like that was actually rewarded for doing such, because it was far more than doing such lackluster things such as embroidery. Are they going to capitalize upon that? Are they going to eventually do that? I guess we'll have to see, but something tells me I entirely doubt it. Like, I feel like it's going to become a useless skill that something just refers to every now and then, and we're just going to be like, eh. I mean, imagine showing up the ladies by going, hey, guess what? I'm going to make a fucking bonnet. You know, bonnet, what they wear. I'm going to make a bonnet. Let's see if you ladies can even keep up. And they're going to be like, oh, I don't know how to make a bonnet. And then they'll be like, oh my god, please teach me how to make a bonnet. Because, bonnets, where do they go? You Google if you don't know. Um, I just, like I said, the diamond choices are just stupid in this book so far. 3 in just this book in what, 20 minutes? I mean, if you're just tapping, probably 15 minutes, maybe less. So, without further ado, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description below, links to social media or Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. Life is Strange is coming up on the channel, clearly, as you guys can see. 3 episodes have already come out. I have 2 in the wings waiting that I will release later today. And on our Twitch channel, which there is a link down in the description below as well, we'll also be doing Before the Storm on our Twitch today. Probably Summit tomorrow, unless we finish it all, which I doubt. Yeah, we won't. So you feel free to tune in on Wednesday, which we'll do after, or no, tomorrow's Tuesday. Sorry, I'm a day ahead of myself. I thought today was Tuesday. And also we've got plenty of other content coming. So, without further ado, thank you all for tuning in on YouTube. Hey, like I said, feel free to follow me over on Twitch, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.